implementation of a rent increase only once per year. Is that good enough? Because at the moment we're seeing rent increases once per year perhaps, but of hundreds of dollars. So is that good enough for renters?
What we agreed to was to move towards that. In Western Australia, there has been a recent decision just in recent months of 6 monthly, a limit in that. So when we come together, what we want to do is to work towards greater national consistency, but we're not in a position to flick the switch and just change 8 pieces of legislation across states and territories immediately. And that's why we have that position there, which is to move towards. There are other measures as well that you'll see in the renters' rights that have been agreed to today. Yep.
Just in terms of what you're doing for immediate relief now, because the 1-year rent rises, it's been in New South Wales for a long time. All other states are moving towards that. The no grounds for reasonable evictions, that's been talked about. So there's nothing new for renters' rights. So what do you say? What has actually come out of this for immediate help?
Well, you're wrong. Different states have different jurisdictions with respect, have different rules. Not every state has any restrictions at all. One of the jurisdictions has none. What we're doing is moving towards greater national consistency and making a practical difference. What we know, though, is that the idea that you just have a rent freeze, there is no jurisdiction in the country that is arguing for that, including the ACT government, which has been spoken about. No one is arguing that that will make a positive difference. Indeed, we believe that will make it worse. The key to addressing these issues is supply, and that's why we're focused our attention on supply.
PM, is the incentive payment tied to have to be spent reinvested in housing, or is it open to be spent on anything? And are you confident that $15,000 per house is going to be the difference between reaching this target or not, given there's clearly goodwill toward it anyway?
There is goodwill towards it because every state and territory knows that they have to deliver this for their respective, not just capital cities, but in their regions as well. They know that this is a necessary reform, and they know that not enough has been done in the past to address housing supply. States and territories, this isn't an issue in which we come to the table with different starting points. We all, or perhaps there are sometimes different starting points because of the history, but we all agree on housing supply being the key. So what we're working towards here is just that. The Commonwealth incentive payment is just that, to try to drive at the national level where we don't control land release, we don't control zoning regulations, we don't control approvals. There is limits to what the Commonwealth can do. What we can do is indicate our support for those jurisdictions who are putting their shoulder to the wheel to increase housing supply, and that's precisely what we've done here today.